It took 8 bumpy years and Netflix not being a villain for once for us to finally see the subject of this week's review, Nimona. Returning is Kimaiya.
Hey.
I'm Matt.
I'm Chad, and you're dialed into the 121st episode of We Used to Talk About This at Work. All right, so I'm back. First thing off the top, I want to say that we were nominated for an award. Second year in a row. What the fuck's that award called? Best podcast. What's
Best Black hosted podcast.
I meant the overall award.
Oh, it's just called Podcast Awards.
Yes. So we want to thank everybody that voted for us in the first round. As for the second round, some folks that voted for us will get a second email saying vote for us again, and that's how we'll win. I did kind of glance at some of the people we're up against, and it's more corporate podcasts, so that's cool. That's cool.
No. We're going to lose. I mean, no, I'm not going to be negative. Our fans, our listeners, our followers is going to come out in droves, and they're going to support us, and we're going to take down the giant.
So the first one is a Showtime podcast. The second one is a CBS podcast.
Who did we lose to last year?
Ghost Brothers.
Is he on there?
They are not on here.
All right.
Also, Tuesday we're gonna have a early review of the movie Gran Turismo with me and my friend Joe. That's not coming out on Wednesday because usually like early reviews come out on Wednesday or Friday because just in and out. But we ended up talking for like 45 minutes, so I'm like, that's kind of a regular episode length. So let's just give it an extra day to breathe. It's video and audio, so whatever pick your poison. And lastly, I wasn't here last week. It's important that we take mental health breaks because I was feeling pretty burnt out. And I was like, hey, Rachel, you have done this show more than anybody else. Matt knows you. You listen to the show. You understand the flow of things. Could you sit in? Just to kind of see how that went. And I must say it was a pretty good episode. Like, it's very rare that I get to listen to episodes that I'm not involved in. And it was a good show. I have 2 complaints. One I brought up to you and Rachel, and I was very unhappy with you both. It was that you guys didn't mention me enough. It's like I only got mentioned one time, and it was thankfully it was by Matt, because that's love right there. But right. For the audio listeners, Matt put up a heart. But also, it's like the length of the show. Like, guys, you guys know each other. You should have been talking for an hour and a half. What was that?
Hey man, when you on par, me and Rachel got this thing. We get in, we know exactly what we're doing. Get in, get out, great content, keep it moving.
That's fair.
And also doesn't help that we're in like 6 group chats together, so we already talk a lot throughout the week.
Yeah, she is in. There's a lot of overlap in the group chats that she's in with us. But all right, all that being said, we like to welcome back Kimaiya. How are you doing, Lady Male Miss?
I'm good. How are y'all?
We're existing. We're vibing.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say this is your 4th appearance.
I think so.
And it's always lovely catching up with you. Hearing tales of what's going on at our former employer. Good or bad. It's probably good stuff. Who knows, right?
Sure. It's outstanding. Thanks.
Yes, outstanding. If anybody from the old job is listening and you want to come on, hit me up. I would love it if we could get somebody still in management to come on the show. But enough goofing on my part. So you, so
I was trying
you,
to think where can I take this without saying names.
right? Well, you know who I want to be on the show, but I have to wait until they're fired.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh my. Why they gotta be
Um,
fired? They can't just move on?
Nah, because we want to
mm,
hear details and information that they wouldn't give us if they were still employed.
yes.
But what I'm saying is they can't like just apply to a different position and move up or leave the agency. Why you gotta be fired? Or why they gotta be fired?
Hey, editing Chad here. We said some stuff, had to edit the stuff because we can't say any of that. This is where the stuff used to be.
Well, no wonder you said fired.
But anyway, so ever since the first time you've been on the show, you've been talking about your crafts business
Mm-hmm.
and well, also your baking business. But like, I wanted to just check in. How's the crafts going? Like, do you have an Etsy shop or are you doing like one-to-one? Like, what is going on?
I don't have an Etsy shop or a website for that matter. Usually, pardon the noise in the background. You don't have
No,
to curse.
you just ignore it and hope that I edit it out.
Okay,
No, I'm not editing shit.
that's fine. Live your life.
Don't don't
Um,
don't reference the whispering. That's not for you.
yeah, I don't have a website. It's just people order that know that I do it or word of mouth referrals. So
So if somebody wanted to get one, or I guess list again what kind of crafts that you do.
I etch glass, I make gift sets with the glasses, I make rhinestone tumblers. Um, I can customize painted tumblers
Mm.
and of course baking as well. I don't know. I'm trying to think of everything that I make, but it's such a long list. Those are the main things. Those are the
Okay.
main things I make.
So, what was the last thing that you were contracted for?
The last thing I was contracted for was baking.
Okay, what you bake?
I made some cookies for a baby shower, and now I'm doing an order for someone's job, or employee appreciation.
In what way? Like you're going to bake some pizzas for them?
No, I'm making cupcakes.
No, no,
I'm making
no,
banana
no,
pudding cupcakes.
nobody.
I
Okay,
got
okay,
you, but no, we kept it going. I see what you was doing, but I was like, nah, we're gonna let this ride. I don't want to give you
okay.
props for that.
No, fuck both y'all.
See
Fuck
how we
both
kept
y'all.
walking past it?
All right. Well, I continue to say good luck, and once we get our subscriber count up, and we can open up our we used to talk pod store, which is a real thing coming in 400 subscribers. We will circle back with you, Kimaiya, on merch.
Okay, just let me know.
Yeah. But all right. So Matt, you've been watching some stuff. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I saw something fucking stupid on the outline that you just wrote. Why did you watch Two Distinct Strangers?
No, so we reviewed Two Distant Strangers. We had our opinions on it. So I come across a woman named Cynthia Kao, Kao. She directed and wrote a video on YouTube called Groundhog Day for a Black Man 6 years ago. Okay.
Okay.
Now, in 2016. So then she did a TikTok about this. So then in 2020, the producer for Now This News contacted her and said, "Hey, we saw your short film and we want to promote it and things." So then they promoted on their YouTube, their Facebook, and things of that nature. So then in 2021, Netflix does a movie called Two Distant Strangers. And you know who, and then also they did an association with Now This. So basically, they took her idea, created a new version of it, and didn't even give her credit for it. I just wanted to point this out that I feel when people come up with, they need to give their props. And since also, they end up winning an Oscar for that movie too.
They did win an Oscar for that piece of shit. Is she suing?
That she didn't say that part, but she has a TikTok up about this, and she talks about it, and you can see her video called "Groundhog Day for a Black Man" on YouTube. And you could tell that they stole exactly what she did.
Also, you watch something called The Collective?
Okay, so I am a big wrestling fan, and I don't know. Oh, you do know her. You know Sasha Banks?
Yeah, from The Mandalorian.
Right, Mercedes Renato. So she's in this movie with Ruby Rose, Tyrese, Don Johnson,
Oh, this
uh,
already sounds terrible.
It does.
Lucas Till, that MacGyver, the new MacGyver thing, right?
Is it satire?
So right. So, huh?
Is it satire?
No, it's an action movie. So I want to support.
Is Don Johnson the bad guy?
No, he's not. He's a
Okay,
good guy.
okay.
So I want to support this because I like Mercedes. So I watched this, and the plot is basically there's a new recruit into the collective, and they run they're like a
Secret agents.
yeah, secret agents type thing that doesn't govern by anybody. They do their own rules and things like that. And
Uh-huh.
Mercedes plays the bad guy, Ruby Rose plays a bad guy, and then the real main villain is Paul Ben Victor.
Who? Oh, is that the dude from Starship Troopers?
No, but if you see his face, he's been in things.
Okay.
See the picture? That guy.
Okay, yeah, I've seen him and stuff, but
Yeah. So good premise to where they were trying to stop human trafficking. That's the plot of this.
okay.
And they have a whistleblower. The bad guys have a whistleblower and captured, and they need to rescue him before he releases all the names of the agents and things of that nature. This movie is not very good.
I mean, yeah. When you said Tyrese was in it, I was like, out. I'm out.
But also
Ruby Rose.
And Tyrese plays a stoic character.
Bullshit. He don't even know how to. He don't even know what the word means.
Is crying in the script?
There is no crying. There is no jokes. There's nothing in this. Like, if you watch Tyrese in this, you're going to be like, he's not going through the motions is not the right word, because that was a script, but it's not a character you would think Tyrese will play.
I don't think he would play any character. You have a guy that was crying on Beyonce's internet. You have a OnlyFans porn star. This is not a good line.
Wait. Who got an OnlyFans?
Ruby Rose. That's how she makes her money.
Wait, what? She had OnlyFans. Since when?
She has an only. Matter of fact, when she had her slot for
Batwoman?
which Ruby Rose? Because there's apparently a lot of them.
The Batwoman.
But no.
What Ruby Rose are you talking about? Is there another Ruby Rose?
There are several.
Oh no, we're talking about the one that played Batwoman on
Don't
TV.
even worry about it.
She was also in the Meg.
Yeah, no. Mm-mm.
Okay, moving on. I mean,
okay. I just looked up the other Ruby Rose's OnlyFans. I am not familiar with this woman, with this young lady. So,
the streets.
Okay, I can see she getting there. Get your coins. I see it.
Oh, she black?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, it's a free OnlyFans. We don't want that.
Why don't you want a free OnlyFans?
Because if you're this is all right. I'm putting my cards on the table now.
Okay.
So when they're like, oh yeah, my OnlyFans is free, that means that they're gonna charge you for any of like the spicy content. So you're getting charged per picture or per photo, as opposed to if you just pay for the subscription fee of like, let's say $5, then you just see all the naked pictures.
Oh, all right.
It's kind of like those free to play games.
Mm-hmm.
We're like, oh yeah, I'm in, but this isn't really doing it for me unless you pay nickel and dime you.
Right. So back to the collective. So the the dialogue is not well done. There is no the special effects is like little to none. It's like they did it on. I was
The
about to say Fruity Loops, but that's for beats. What's a
Final Cut.
basic?
Oh, not even
Yeah,
Final Cut, like Windows Movie Maker. Like
yeah,
just the
like that's how they did their effects. I had high hopes for it, but it's not good. I'm still going to check out Mercedes and other stuff, but this wasn't it. This was not it.
So I saw a couple things in the theater. I did see a movie called Theater Camp a couple weeks ago. It stars the biggest person that you would know is the black girl from The Bear, Matt. She's in it.
Mhm.
And so the trailers made it seem like okay, so basically the story is there's this theater camp, this theater summer camp that's kind of like on shaky ground, like paying the bills and stuff. And two women run it. And one of the women has like a heart attack while she's like out trying to raise money. And so her son comes in to try and run it, but he's not a theater person. And he's like a YouTube finance bro, but like a
Uh-huh.
really bad one. So he's coming in with these terrible ideas to try and like save the theater camp, but they're terrible. And so it's like about that summer and like about like they're trying to put on like the various productions and like the kids are eccentric and the counselors are eccentric. And it's absolutely hilarious. I genuinely thought I went to see this movie with a friend of the show, Rachel. I genuinely thought one of the people in the theater was going to get up and walk to the manager to complain about us because we were laughing so hard and so much in that movie.
So it's that good.
Yeah, I mean, also like her more than me, but I'm still kind of big in it. Like I'm also like a theater type person. Like I've never performed. Well, I've done some plays in school, but like I'm a fan of theater and musicals and stuff. So like I'm not saying like I would get the jokes more, but like just some of the things that they were doing were funny because like I get it. I genuinely think that you would have a good time with the movie as well, both of you.
That was gonna be my next question. So somebody like me, would I still enjoy? But okay.
Yeah, because it's still wacky hijinks and these kids are like a lot. My
And
big
the trailer makes it look funny.
It's really funny. My biggest complaint with the movie is that it feels like Black Girl from the Bear. She was only added for in reshoots because like she's like a little bit more popular right now.
Mhm.
So it's like barely she doesn't really interact with any of the main cast for real, for real. Like she has one scene with like the son when he's hiring her, and everything else she's like off on her own in her own class, and all that feels like they were like, oh yeah, let's get her in here because she's hot right now, you know. So like that's my
Ayo, I was trying to get her name.
yeah,
Ayo Adibra Adibri.
sure,
Ayo, just say
sure,
Ayo.
yeah,
Ayo from the Bear.
yes, 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 yes. So but I highly recommend it. I'm not sure when it's gonna come out on video yet. Also keeping this train alive with her. She's also in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. She plays
Who is
April
she?
O'Neil, Black April
Ooh.
O'Neil. And as to be expected, the internet is not happy about that. But they
There's
can go
already been
fuck
a
themselves.
there's already been a Black April O'Neil.
She's also more curvy, not like a sexy curvy, but just like she's a thicker young lady. She's a kid, so we need to keep the language, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But like she's like a thicker young lady, a chubbier young lady, in the movie.
Husky.
Yeah. So that plus black, and they like, nah, not my Ninja Turtles. Um,
But,
hmm?
no, I'm saying, but there's been a black cartoon April O'Neil
I,
already.
I believe so. Yes. But I
Yeah.
think she may have been thin. I can't speak on that. Like I haven't. Have you really checked out any Ninja Turtles, Kimaiya?
Not since the 90s, 2000s.
I mean, there's been like a lot of adaptations of it.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm scrolling on Google
Yeah,
Photos,
you're right.
and
She was a slender on the cartoon. Yes.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So I'm sure they don't care for that. But yeah, I love this movie so much. It is so funny and fun, and like the animation is like gross looking. Like you know how like if you would
Gross.
like if you like look at like claymation from like the 80s and like how it's
Hmm.
just like who put this together? Like that's the kind of vibe it gives, you know.
Hmm.
The turtles they're played by actual teenagers, like actual children, minors. And like so like when they're saying like yeet yeet yeet, it doesn't feel like gross, not gross, but like lame and shit, you know?
Because there are kids.
Yeah. The story, I'm not sure if the main Ice Cube is the main villain, and I'm not sure if that character is from the comics or the shows, but it's not Shredder. And it's because, you know, I'm only familiar with the shows. So the only villain I know is Shredder and Crank, and he is neither of those characters. So that was a nice change of pace.
Those are the only ones I'm familiar with too.
Right. So yeah, like whenever you can either you guys can check it out. I recommend it. It's fun and funny. Last thing is I saw a movie in the theater called Shortcomings. It is the directorial debut of Randall Park. He's the FBI agent from Ant-Man 1 and 2. He's also the
Hmm.
dad from Fresh Off the Boat. Um, this movie was quite good. It's sort of a rom-com, sort of where predominantly Asian cast, and also that's like 4 or 5 people from the movie Joyride in this movie, so that's neat. But basically you follow this main guy. His name is Ben, and his girlfriend Miko, and they live in California, and she's like a film student, and he dropped out of film school. Now he's working at a movie theater. And it's basically just about like how he's kind of a dick. Like it's about their relationship. Like she eventually gets like an internship to do something in New York. And she's like, I'm gonna take it and I'm not asking you to come with me. So let's just take a break.
Hmm.
And he's like, okay. So he tries like getting back there on the dating scene and to not great results. And eventually, like she just like stops picking the phone up when he calls her. And mind you, he is a bit of a jerk. And
Hmm.
so eventually he wants to go to New York to like see her. And maybe she didn't tell the truth about why she's out there. Mm.
Mm.
So watching the movie, I'm like, this is good. This is fun. But this Ben character is super unlikable. Oh, you watched Umbrella Academy, right?
Yes.
The Asian guy from that is the lead.
Okay.
So I'm like, this dude is really unlikable. And so, like, at the end of the movie, him and his girlfriend have this big argument about like how he refuses to change and he doesn't listen and all this, that, and the other. And I'm watching this and I'm like, huh. Are you familiar with that Euphoria meme?
Wait, is this fucking play about us?
I've seen that meme, but I didn't know where that was from. But yes, I've seen it.
That was my aha moment because I'm like, wait, Ben is me. And I was like, God damn it. Do you know how many times I've heard the words that character said come out of Samantha's mouth?
Is this on streaming or is this in theaters?
It's in theaters, but it'll be out on video demand soon.
All right, once they get out there, I'll check it out, and I want to see how true this character is to you.
Yeah, yeah, it was
It,
something.
it hits you in your heart, huh?
It hit home. It hit very close to
Yes.
home. But I highly recommend it. It's a good movie. So I saw 3 movies in the theater that were just great. I also saw some stuff that wasn't great, and I made video reviews of them. All right, so let's round it out. This week we have a discussion of Nimona.
The Queen Killer is still out there.
Everyone is scared. He's a murderer.
He's a monster.
He's perfect.
When a knight in a futuristic medieval world is framed for a crime he didn't commit, the only one who can help him prove his innocence is Nimona. a mischievous teen who happens to be a shape-shifting creature. I stumbled on those words, but we made it. We okay.
Hey man, you
Kimaiya,
can't be perfect all the time.
exactly. Kimaiya, I'm gonna ask you what your thoughts were on this movie because I know Matt's thoughts on this movie, and Matt knows my thoughts on this movie because he saw that Instagram short that I posted.
Oh, I mean, I thought it was cute.
Go on.
Um, I don't know, like it was cute. Like if I had a kid, I'd watch it again. It wasn't definitely wasn't the worst thing I've ever seen.
Do you have any negatives?
Um, like the way it was written, they were really trying to be like cool, like relatable to kids, but
Oh, like the dancing scene?
yeah, there was a lot of it, but like I get it's a kids movie, but like in Frozen, they were talking like hip 12-year-olds on TikTok, but they were really trying. But other than that, it
Yeah.
was a good movie.
Okay. Uh, what'd you think of the animation style?
Oh, I mean, I don't know, it didn't bug me. This was a
I
cartoon.
love I love the animation style. It gave me like the thoughts of Arcane on Netflix, which I loved. I love this. I love the animation style. I love this movie.
Well,
Like as soon as
I wasn't a fan of the animation. Like
I love this. I like
it,
I don't know
it
what you call this style, but I love this style of animation.
to me it felt too simple, even though I'm sure it was super complicated.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. It just didn't feel like it felt like it was like the first draft of animation, and then they like go over and touch it up again.
I like that because it makes I don't know if it's like comic book style or something about this, but I like it how it looks a little bit rough
Mm-hmm.
ish. I love that about this animation.
I think it's because it like brings back nostalgia from the cartoons when we were kids.
Mm.
Maybe, yeah.
Like a 3D version of like not great 2D.
Yeah, like
Right.
Milan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry, Matt. What did you think of this movie?
I love this movie. As soon as I got done, I texted you about it. As soon as I got done watching how good this movie was.
Okay.
I loved everything about this movie. I like the comedy in it. I like the sensitive where uh Nimona is uh trying to be strong in situations. I like the sympathy at the end to where he pushes her away, she comes back, and then like I loved everything about this movie.
I'm with you. I really enjoyed this movie. So I was a big fan of the book, and it's been a long time since I've read the book, so I couldn't really remember like I couldn't remember what the story was, but I was able to, find from online like the story is very different from the book. But like I really liked this story. I love the characters. I feel like they really captured the spirit of Nimona from what I remember from the books. Like she was a very um she was chaos. She was chaos in little girl form, even though she was not a little girl. And that was an element that I was afraid that they wouldn't keep, that she's not actually human or anything
Mm-hmm.
close to it. Like she's not
Mm-hmm.
a girl. And like she even alluded, I'm not a girl. What are you talking about? I'm a shark. Or is she?
Right, right.
Um, I appreciate like the friendship that they built. I do wish that we could have did a little bit more with Ambrosius.
Mm-hmm.
Got in his head a little bit more. In regards to like I would have liked to have felt his confliction about what was going on, but it just felt like he was just going with the flow.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So but no, overall I love this movie. I was tearing up at the end when they had their hug, and then she was all like, I got this. And he's like, girl, you gonna die. What you doing? She's like, I got this, boss. And I'm like, movie, don't don't do this to me. Don't do this
You
to me,
like
movie. Not right now.
you
Don't
were
do
just visualizing. Don't worry, I got this, daddy.
it. Yes, my girl daughter. Yes. But also, so I tried to I watched this, and throughout it I was like, I wonder if my daughter would like this. And so we started it over. Well, she was at school when I watched it, and so that evening I turned it on, and she did not want to watch this. Like, she's getting more, she has more understanding of how the TV remote works now. So
Mhm.
she no, it was over for that.
Yeah, I watched it with my son. He loved it too.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the message that it conveys.
Yeah.
Don't judge a book by its cover, and or just because someone tells you something about somebody doesn't necessarily mean that's what it is. Always find out for
Right.
yourself.
I mean, yeah, there was
Right.
also like a slight allegory to like what race relations, right? Like, oh
Yeah.
man. Yeah. So appreciated that. Like, what was the ancestor's name? Galric? Golric? That person? Like,
Yeah.
I genuinely thought it was a boy, but when I rewatched it, they was all like she, and I'm like, this character looks like a boy, but okay.
Oh yeah. And the voice acting, everything was good.
Mhm.
Because I'm going through the list and I'm like, as long as never mind. There's no need to throw dirt on somebody for no reason.
What? Who are you
I was
trying
gonna
to
say
shit on?
Aquafina, she not in this.
um I will say this also, the actual villain of the movie, I felt like all that was like super fucking paper thin. Like,
Yeah, they didn't
I
really.
understood their motivations,
Right, I get that.
but all right. What do y'all think the Rotten Tomatoes was on this movie?
I don't know, man. Even though I want to say it's good, they had
Yeah.
gay characters in there, so people
Yeah.
like to shit on that.
Yeah,
So
what is that saying? Go woke, go broke.
right. So I want to say 75.
Kimaiya, what's your guess?
I would at least put him near the 90s.
Give me a number.
92?
One of you is very close.
For my ass, just I
Yeah.
can tell by your voice.
Yeah. This movie has a 94% on Rotten Tomatoes with 87 reviews.
Good job. That's what it should be.
It has a 91% audience score with over 1,000 reviews. Like, yeah, this movie is really fucking good, and it gets you in the feels. And yeah, yes, it's got some gay shit in it, but so fucking what?
Right.
Right. There's no trivia because there's no trivia game, because like my main complaint about streaming movies is like there's no fucking information out there. Like, I don't know how much this movie costs, and this movie has a story behind it, not like the story we watch, but like the production has a story. And through all that, I couldn't find a budget. But a couple of facts. So this is based on the graphic novel Nimona by N.D. Stevenson. So this book was a web comic that ran on Tumblr from June 2012 to September 2014. In the subway scene, Nimona takes the form of a rat and is seen dragging a slice of pizza across the platform and onto the train. This is a reference to the 2015 meme Pizza Rat, which originated when a rodent was caught on camera dragging a slice of pizza down the stairs of a subway station. And lastly, I don't know why my Amazon device turned on just now. Lastly, cancel. Originally a production of Blue Sky Studio, which was owned by Fox. The film was canceled following Disney's shutdown of the studio in early 2021. At the time of its cancellation, the film was reportedly 70% finished. The film was revived by Annapurna Animation Studio and Netflix the following year, where they completed the final 30% of the film.
Okay.
So this movie would have come out in the theater if Disney didn't buy Fox.
I'm here for the quickness of it for somebody like me, but like this movie would have done better if it was in a theater. I think this would be a good movie, depending on the time frame.
I mean,
Depending on the
so the original release date of this movie when it was supposed to come in theater was February 14th, 2020, which I feel like would have been fine because it would have been right before COVID.
right.
And so it would have made its dollars.
Right.
But yeah, I feel like it would have made some money in the theater.
Mhm.
It would have been some controversy because of the gay stuff, but once more, so fucking what?
Right.
But yeah, that brings us to the end of the show, good people. Kimaiya, would you please, I was gonna say plug your shit, but like how would they, you don't even have an Etsy. How they gonna get at you?
I'll work on it.
Okay,
I'll work on it.
next time.
Yeah.
Shout out to your cheesecake. I never had it, but I hear amazing things about it.
Same. I hear nothing but positive things about it.
Hmm.
But all right.
But one more thing.
Mhm.
I meant to add this before. I watched season 2 of Lincoln Lawyer, right? And I love Lincoln Lawyer. So I was like, let me check out this movie with Matthew McConaughey. I watched it. It's good.
Uh-huh.
I should have watched the movie first before I watched the TV show.
It's season 1.
Right. So, but I like the tweaks that they did in the show. Having his daughter, like on the movie, he has a little girl, a kid, but on the movie, he has a teenager, 17, 18-year-old daughter. I like that. I like Nev Campbell better than I like Marissa Tomei. But it's still a good movie, though. It's still a good movie. But I like the tweaks that they made into the TV show. Plus, it's a TV show. You can do more information,
get more
provide
into the characters.
Yeah, like on the movie, the driver, it's a black guy. On this one, it's a black woman as a driver on the TV show. But still a good movie. But I just love the Lincoln Lawyer.
Yeah.
Check it out on Netflix, everybody.
Yeah, I need to stop sitting on my hands and watch season 2.
Well, now you're perfect time.
No,
I'm gonna say perfect time because they dropped part 1 and then they dropped part 2, so now you can watch all of it all the way through. Go ahead, Kimaiya.
I did go see a movie.
Ooh, go on.
Against my will. It was the newest Transformers.
I liked that. Well, only because Anthony Ramos is a competent actor, so I'm like, this isn't like the normal schlock.
Is that who the main character was?
Yeah.
I'd never seen that guy before.
You never seen Hamilton?
No. I don't watch movies. I don't even know these people. Y'all been naming off people all day, and they are fictitious to me.
Hamilton is a stage play.
I know what Hamilton is. I've read the stage play of Hamilton.
Well, come on. That's how I feel on social media all the time, where they're like, this person is dating this person. And then somebody was like, y'all just making up white people now. I've never heard of these people. And I'm like, I feel the exact same way. I'm like, they'd be like, oh, this person is doing this or this person's in this movie. I'm like, I've never heard of these people before.
The only reason why I know about certain, like, I guess YouTubers is because there's one YouTuber that I watch, and it's just because it's a messy tea channel and his commentary is funny, but I don't really know who those people are either. And I don't know. I'm really shocked that half of them are barely old enough to drink.
Oh, yeah. I know nothing about YouTubers. If I want to go for some YouTube stuff, I talk to my son. He knows about all the YouTubers and everything like that.
That's funny. So that takes us to the end of the show. Thank you so much for listening. Please rate, like, and review our podcast on your platform of choice. If you have any feedback, please email us at weusetotalkpod@gmail.com. Follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Wait, no, and also Threads. Threads is a thing. Threads is a thing that exists.
So is Spill. I'm waiting for that to take off.
Follow us on all that at We Used to Talk Pod. Follow me at Letterboxd as BOW1213 and Matt at Mr. King 0257. Come back next week when we do a classic review of Pleasantville. You good?
Like always. I don't know.
No. You good? What's up?
No, because as you're reading this, I'm typing it. I'm looking at the schedule. So as you read this, you're like, yeah, Joy, that's next is we do a Pleasantville, and I'm like, Indiana Jones. But then my mom was like, whatever. I remember what you said. Then it's Where Are You? And I skipped down 4 weeks, and then it's Pleasantville. So that just caught me off guard because right what I was looking at is when you said it.
Oh, that's funny. That is
yeah.
funny.
Like always, I don't know if this was a good episode. I don't know if it was a bad episode. But whatever you think about it, talk about it at work. Thank you for listening.